everyone and welcome back to another Shri FC episode. Today is time for Chelsea talk. Some great news coming up, guys. I cannot even go. Vlahovic, Lukaku, Moses, Caicedo. You've got your Tyler Adams, Edson Alvarez. I can go on and on with the names. Chelsea news is coming thick and fast and the times are going strong, guys. So before I start, please guys do hit the like and subscribe. You don't even know how much that helps Algo. And also, guys, please go. The link is given in the description of Bilal Bhai's channel, FTWV. Some great content there. He's a real Manchester United fan, but one of the most knowledgeable person you'll find on this app. So Bilal Bhai, first of all, how are you doing before we go on to the news?
I'm fine, actually doing really good, and just addressing some of the Real Madrid Manchester United news as well. And I'm always, you can see me always on Twitter because at this point of time I've got no studies as well at this point, so I'm free at this. So I think I'm doing well as well. I hope you are doing well.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And now it's time to go on the Chelsea news, guys. So please, guys, before I start, do hit the like and subscribe. And please go and subscribe to FTWB. We have a lot of Chelsea news to discuss today. Some amazing Chelsea news to discuss today. The transfers are getting hot and the times are getting hot right now, guys. And now, the first news that I want to discuss here is by Bobby Vincent. Somewhat reliable, you can say the source, is by Football London. Noni Madueke is back in training and could feature for Chelsea against Dortmund in the pre-season. That is day after tomorrow. For me, it's going to be in the morning, 6 o'clock. So another bad routine, but that's what we do to love our club. So first of all, before giving my opinion, I want to take a neutral opinion, which is from Bilal Bhai, who is a Manchester United fan. So Bilal Bhai, on Noni Madueke, now he's back in training and could start against Dortmund. As much as you saw of Madueke last season, what do you make of it? And how good news this is for Chelsea fans?
I think it's a good news in my opinion because I think he is that one of those right wingers who can play in that position, and I guess in the next season he'll be one of the most important players in that right position because I think you guys have either, I guess it is Gabriel or probably it is Noni Madueke as well. And you were going after Michael Olise. I don't know what happened in that Olise deal, but Noni Madueke, I think, is one of those players who can be really, really helpful for Chelsea in the near future. He's in the age of 21, 22 probably, and can give Chelsea so many years as well. So I think, yeah, looking forward to watching him as well.
Absolutely, bro. And now coming on my opinion, Noni Madueke, everybody knows on this channel, I love Noni Madueke, the threat he provides, the way the football he plays, and the threat that boy brings. And I think with Noni Madueke, with Angelo Gabriel, I've already said on this channel, as much as Olise is one of my favorite players in terms of the quality he brings, I won't sign him because we already have Madueke, Angelo Gabriel, and Madueke is such a talented player. Last season, in the last 4 months, he was, you can say, somewhat of the bright light that Chelsea had. Still, he's a very young player. Last season, I had only one problem with Noni Madueke last season. That was his finishing is not good. But I already told my viewers on this channel that Noni Madueke is a very, very young guy. He's still very raw. If we are expecting here Noni Madueke to hit 20 goals a season, 15 goals assists, that's not happening. The guy is very, very young. He's still adapting to the Premier League. But there's a good attribute in the guy. He's a good inside forward. He's a good dribbler. The guy can take on players. He can use his both feet when it comes to dribbling. And he's a fantastic player. And I think with the way Angelo Gabriel has played in the preseason, and I think with Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, and Cuckoo, I think Chelsea fans have forgotten we have another guy called Noni Madueke. Now, Bilal Bhai, I think for me, being very honest, I don't think he will be involved against Dortmund because Angelo Gabriel is there, Sterling is there, Martsen is there, and I think he's still coming back from an injury. Last thing Chelsea need is to rush a player in a meaningless game, and the guy injured for a long time. For me, guys, being very honest, Noni Madueke will be back on the bench, and he will most probably come from the bench against Liverpool, or after the game, I believe we have got against Luton, if I'm not wrong, or West Ham. That's the time I can see him coming back, but right now, it could be too early for Noni Madueke to be rushed. Guys, in the comment, please do put your opinion regarding Noni Madueke, and do you see him returning very quick on the team and the team sheet? Please, guys, do put your opinion, and it will really mean a lot. And for Noni Madueke, for me, the thing that I really want him, I do want him to return quickly because I think his place is in danger. And Noni Madueke is a very, very high quality player for me. And guys, I love him to bits and I'm really happy to see him back. And hopefully he can even get 10 minutes in the match against Borussia Dortmund. And I won't say much about Dortmund because Bilal will get angry. So moving on to the next news now. And that is Blue Co news. Now, Bilal, we all know that Chelsea own Strasbourg. That's another multi-club model. So we all know that last season when Bilal Bhai was also on this show, that Chelsea were really after Arsene Zakarian. It was big rumor, but sadly because of the politics and everything, I won't talk about it here. He was not available for Chelsea to sign. But now it looks like Arsene Zakarian might be going to Strasbourg. His deal with Lazio has collapsed, and Strasbourg is Chelsea's multi-club model. And in future, the guy can be coming to Chelsea. So before I give my opinion, take the opinion of my panelist here, Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, have you seen the player, and what do you make overall of this deal regarding Arsene Zakarian and Chelsea's multi-club model?
No, actually, I haven't really seen him. Actually, sorry to say, but I haven't really seen him just yet. But the dual club model of Chelsea, I guess Chelsea's owners also own Strasbourg as well. The dual club model, I think, yeah, it can be good sometimes for clubs. But I think, in my opinion, I might be disagreeing with this perspective as well, that owning two clubs will be beneficial for for an owner. But I think the conceptual detail, like you can say, sometimes the owners really have to choose between one club, and I think Chelsea is that bigger one, in my opinion, out of Strasbourg. Actually, it is, obviously it is, because it has so much, a lot of rich history as well to its name. So I think, like, it's up to the Todd Bowley. He can own one, or he has got that money. I've got nothing to say because I'm not a millionaire yet. If I'll be a millionaire, I'll eventually give him advice as well to not own two clubs.
Absolutely agreed. And guys, my opinion, Arsene Zakarian. See, again, I'm not going to say I've seen a lot and I'm a tactical, but last year I saw a lot of Arsene Zakarian, and I think this guy is a really talented midfielder. He's attackingly very good and something we have needed. But now I believe with Santos and Caicedo, I don't think currently we need him, but I think if he can go in Strasbourg, he can play well. There's something for the future. I have to disagree a bit with Bilal Bhai. I think the multi-club model is overall very good for both the clubs. I think Strasbourg can get elevated as a club with this multi-club model in the France league and getting the help of Chelsea and some loanies in the future. And I think Chelsea are massively helped by this. They are still in the League One, France league. So Chelsea can easily send their players to get some league experience, to get an understanding of the France league. And Chelsea can use Strasbourg to get some of the best France talent and then hopefully soon transfer them to Chelsea. So I think this is a good one for Chelsea because we can really use some talents. Like Zakarian is a very highly rated youngster around the world. And if Chelsea can get him at Strasbourg and in future sign him via Strasbourg, I think it will be a good deal for all involved. And Strasbourg is still a very attractive club to be because they're a France club, nice location. And I think this is something which is very good for Chelsea. And we all know that Chelsea owners are also interested in owning a club in Portugal. They will link with Rio de Ave and a lot more clubs. So this will not end. Chelsea are trying to do what Manchester City are doing and in most bigger scale. So I think people who are already surprised by Todd Bowley, these things are only going to get more and more larger under the ownership of Todd Bowley. It's so good to see Utkarsh Bhai in the chat after a long time. Big up Utkarsh Bhai, so good to see you, bro. And please, Chelsea fans in the chat, do put your comments and opinions regarding the players, regarding the deals. What do you think about the multi-club model? What do you think about Arsene Zakarian? Do you think we should still pursue him when we have got Caicedo, Santos? Are you happy with this under 25 project we are building here? Or you are thinking, man, leave something, guys. So guys, please put your opinion. It really means a lot to me. And now coming on, and for this, I'll change the landscape a bit. Just give me a time. Yeah, now it's fine for this one. So this is why David Ornstein, I'll say a dagger Ornstein, who is absolutely spot on in this transfer window, and a guy who has mostly been spot on for most of the transfer window last some time. David Ornstein is one-on-one now fight between David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, and it's very good to see. So Livy Colville has agreed a 6-year contract. Take it, Jurgen Klopp, in your face. Take it, every doubters. Livy Colville has agreed a 6-year contract with Chelsea. Take it, Brighton. I hate you, and hopefully Livy Colville scores. We beat you 5-0. You absolutely. I hate Brighton with passion. Give me Brighton, and I'm going to thrash the heck out of these guys. And very happy with this Livy Colville contract extension. So before I give my opinion and a bit of words for Brighton, coming on to the neutral fan in Bilal Bhai from Manchester United. Bilal Bhai, like Livy Colville is a player you would have really watched last season, and the quality this guy has. Many are saying he's one of the upcoming centre backs in England and one of the best young in England centre backs. What do you make of this deal, Bilal Bhai, and how important this could be for Chelsea to keep Livy Colville?
Like, actually, I've never seen you like this in any stream like this, but eventually I think that is your emotions, that is your aggression as well, because obviously my aggression is mine, because when it's up to Manchester United, I show aggression as well. That is pretty justified in my opinion. But yeah, Levy Colwill was probably one of the hottest topics in Chelsea, one of the hottest topics in hottest topics in my opinion of transfers, because if you should understand this fact, if Jurgen Klopp is interested in any player, you know his quality. If Liverpool is interested in any player, you know his quality. So I think he is that qualitative centre back in my opinion. He can be that guy who should succeed, who would eventually succeed Thiago Silva as well in my opinion. And actually he's a pretty good centre back, an under 21 Euro winner with England as well. So I think he is that guy to help Chelsea in the long run in my opinion. And David Ornstein and Fabrizio have a proper fight in my opinion, because I've seen that Ornstein reported that he has agreed, and Fabrizio reported that he is close to agreeing a deal. So I think this is a fight as well between them. It's a PR, it's a media fight as well, as you can say. Let's take it that way. But actually, in my opinion, he's a pretty good centre back, and it's a good one for Chelsea at this point of time, because Brighton were offering him. It was Liverpool as well. So I think that is a good one for them.
Absolutely, bro. And first of all, before I go, please, people, Nathan DeMello, my brother, hey, Shane Bilal, please, people,
Hello,
go and
bhai.
subscribe to Sports Nut Nathan, fantastic channel. Sports Nut Nathan, do go and subscribe, some fantastic content. I love listening to Nathan, bro. We'll surely collab very soon. Now coming on, Sumesh Bhai, at last, Levy Colwill extends. So first of all, it's very good to see Sumesh Bhai back. It's so good to see you, mate. And at last, Levy Colwill extends. He wouldn't lie, was a bit nervous about Levy to take to all Liverpool and Brighton interest. Absolutely, bro. Very, very nervous, man. And his long range passing to Mudryk and the attackers is phenomenal. He drills his passes very, very well, doesn't dally around. And first to Bilal Bhai's question migration, I think that's because
a question
Yeah.
from you, from my side. Like you can say, like it's Levy Colwill who is extended, and will Pochettino start him in every game? And then what will be the future of Badiashile, whom you have
I
brought?
think Badia
What will be
Shele,
the
Bilal
future of
Bhai,
Axel Disasi as well?
The problem with Badia Shele is injured right now. So Badia Shele could come back in third game of the season 4. So that's a competition for places. I think Thiago Silva, as much as we like it or not, this could be really his last season, and I do not see him starting all the games. So I think Levy Colwill will be starting the most of them, and that's the important thing. So first of all, guys, United Road in the chat. Anshuman Bhai, big up Anshuman Bhai. So good to see you, bro. Please, people, do go and subscribe United Road, one of the best United content you will see, and to Sportsnet Nathan. So good to see you, my bro. And coming on to Levy Colwill, and as Utkarsh Bhai said, his passing is phenomenal, guys. His passing is absolutely phenomenal, and one of the best I've seen. This guy is so good with his passes. Even in the preseason, I believe our first game against not Wrexham, Brighton, I was so impressed with Levy Colwill passing. I believe with Wrexham he came on, I'm not fully sure, but his passing was so good. I remember him being a massive part of our first goal against Brighton. Yeah, Brighton. He was a massive part of our first goal against Brighton. Beautiful passing, beautiful whip passing. He's a player that takes a lot of time on the ball, but then really makes a good pass, and a player that helps us play from the back, and a guy that from the first phase of the play can absolutely open the opposition. When we play a team that's playing a bit of like a low block against us, Levy Colwill can be the player that can help us play from the back, make the beautiful passes, and break the lines of the opposition. This is why Levy Colwill is a fantastic signing that Chelsea have. In terms of, we can say a signing that Chelsea have made, because I think he was a massive future. Liverpool were after him. United even could have in future come in if Chelsea put him on the market. You have Brighton coming heavily for him. So Levy Colwill is a fantastic centre back. You first of all have to take the age. The age of the guy is just so young, and he's so talented. The guy's passing is absolutely off the charts. When you play in the high line, he's absolutely beautiful. And along with that, his intelligence, his defense is really, really spot on. So guys, I absolutely love Levy Colwill. And I think we have Levy Colwill, Badia Shele, Disasi, right now Chaluba, Fofana. The future of the club is very, very bright, guys. And that is the thing that I've been saying on this channel for a long time. On Bilal Bhai's thing, saying that not saying Shrey Bhai so aggressive. I think when an opposition beats you 4-1, 2-1, they take the mick out of you, they embarrass you, and their admin is putting the post that Chelsea is the most easiest team will play. I think I really want to hate Brighton. I want to punish Brighton, man. Hate them to bits. I've never hated any club. United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, no one. But I hate Brighton with a passion. Give me Brighton. Give me 6 goals and I'll live easily. That's the way for me. I hate Brighton to absolute bits. and Livy Colville in their face. Absolutely Keshav Gunner. And guys, please again, I'll say do go and subscribe to Bilal Bhai's channel, FTWB. Posh wants competition in every position, so the fire doesn't die in players. Fully agreed. And this is something that Chelsea for me need to build. And having Livy Colville and Badiashile can only be, for me, very good for the Chelsea future. And now, coming on to this one, just a bit short talk on it. Liverpool inquired for Colville 2 times this summer, but Chelsea were having none of it. Mauricio Pochettino has played a major role in Colville staying with his personality, style of play, and long-term plan catching Colville's eyes. So coming to my panelist, Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, what do you make the role of Mauricio Pochettino? You have seen him in Premier League for a massive time with Tottenham and now Chelsea, and the guy is so good with the youngsters. How much do you think Pochettino played a part in it to keep Livy Colville at Chelsea right now?
I think one of the best you can say he can hold those young prospects. In my opinion, he can work with those young prospects. That is why I don't really believe in those news as well. But that is why Real Madrid also were monitoring Mauricio Pochettino, and it was actually I partially believe on those news, but I really don't sometimes as well, because there are some reports. But actually, if Real Madrid were interested in him as well, so I think that he is a very good manager. He can, I think, in PSG, his stint was, that is why his stint was not up to the mark. His stint was, you can say, average kind of, because he got those egos in the dressing room, and you can say Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, all of those were leaders, and I think he can work with the young prospects. In my opinion, he can develop them. He can be a very, very good manager. So I think for Chelsea in the long run, he can be a great manager if he is given time. The way I'm saying, if he is given time, because Boli has shown that he does not give time to the managers perfectly. He has shown that as a rival, I should say as well, that he has not given the time to the managers, like Tuchel sacked, Potter sacked as well. So you should give time to him, because if Chelsea is performing good in this preseason, and if in the start of the season as well, if they lose 1 or 2 games, like Boli should not be out of the mind, like I should sack him, I should ask him, and the Chelsea fan base should really start eventually poach out. You should not start that. You should be calm, you should be composed, because he'll need 1 or 2 seasons. Like the way I told for Erik ten Hag, he did really brilliantly in the United setup as well. But I think the way I said it for Erik ten Hag, I will say to the Chelsea fans as well, they should be calm, and they should be confident in their manager. They should support him.
Exactly.
They should back him.
Absolutely, bro. And this is something we fans need to understand, because Livy Colville is a part of Chelsea future. And absolutely, bro. Absolutely United, bro. Thank you so much, bro, for the support. And people, again, please, first of all, help the channel. Do subscribe and like. It really goes a long way to help the channel. Please go to Bilal Bhai's channel and subscribe. And do subscribe to United Road, fantastic channel, and Sportsner Nathan. It will really mean a lot for you guys can do that. So guys, first of all, I'm so happy that Liverpool have not got the player, and rivalries aside, if Liverpool got Colville with Virgil van Dijk there or Konate, Liverpool will have been set for many years to come. Just imagine Colville, Konate in a high press, the passing, the intensity. That's the best thing that has happened, first of all, because I think if Liverpool got the hands of Colville and the Jurgen Klopp, they would have been just absolutely destructive for me. So I think that is something which is really good right now. Taking a bit of chat. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Utkarsh, bro, I'll cover this one later in the chat. I've really kept it in the news, so I'll cover it. Absolutely, Keshav, bro. So good to see you, bro, after a long time. Do check my Arsenal video out. I really made a detailed video on Arsenal and the great things you're doing right now. Colville was great in under 21 euros. Fully agreed, bro. And my final opinion on Livy Colville before we go to other news, guys. The thing with Livy Colville, which I'm really liking, is first of all, the guy's passing. As a person in Pochettino's high pressing system, you need to have the passing qualities in you that Livy Colville has. He has the recovery pace. He has a simple understanding. The guy's positioning is very, very good. That's what you need from a centre-back. He's a left-footed player. He can make line-breaking passes. He can defend. He can play in a high line. You find that very rare in the market. And I think Livy Colville in today's market is easily a 70-80 million player. And keeping such a player right now at the club is a really good thing that Chelsea have done. And Livy Colville and Badiashile, I know people sometimes don't want to see 2 left-footed players, but why not? Why not Livy Colville and Badiashile can play together in the future? If you're a good defender, if you can pass the ball well, you might be left-footed, right-footed, you can easily play in any system, in my opinion. And any manager can play the players he wants to. And this one, Livy Colville will be paid over 100k a week, I think, which is very reasonable. We have not gone and done over the top, but a very reasonable wages for a 6-year contract. And there will be bonuses and something. So I think it's a very reasonable deal on all parties. Now, coming on to, first of all, I'll take the opinion of Bilal Bhai. Axel Disasi is currently undergoing his medical in London. We all know United were also interested in him as a replacement for Maguire and a future centre back. We know somewhat, I believe, Liverpool were interested. Arsenal even had some interest in him, but Chelsea have gone there and brought Axel Disasi to Chelsea. This is by France's most reliable source, L'Equipe. So now coming on to my panelist today, Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, what do you make of this guy Disasi, and do you think you missed out on a very good young prospect, or do you think, nah, no problem, let him go? So what's your opinion on him as a player, Bilal Bhai?
I think as a player, he's a very good one, in my opinion. That is why United were tracking him as well. But eventually, United, you all know the fact that United, I'm really depressed with United's transfer strategies, in my opinion. And actually, that is why and probably like United were on working on different transfer targets. So that is why United didn't deal with him, didn't make a deal. He was only linked to United, and United were only monitoring. But like Chelsea have got a great deal. Newcastle were also interested in him. I guess they made concrete attempts to sign him as well, but Chelsea was the one whom he preferred and went to his destination. And actually, he's a really good deal. 45 million deal, in my opinion. He can be a good one. He can be one for the future, in my opinion. Chelsea actually is building a team one for the future. You guys need to. I think again I should say this fact that 1 or 2 years, I think Chelsea will be back on top, in my opinion. I think if this year Chelsea can at least get to the top 5, top 6, like into the either Europa League, you can say, or probably you can say a chance at a crack at the Champions League as well. So I guess that should be a very, very good season, even if it is a trophyless season. So I think that would be a good one. And Axel Disasi, in my opinion, is a solid deal.
Fully agreed, bro. So good to say. First of all, listen to you, bro. And Blab, I fully agree with you. That's the thing I've been saying on this channel for a very long time. I think right now Chelsea are very difficult to see us competing in Premier League for me, at least for 2 years. But I think right now I see Arsenal winning the Premier League this season or next season at least. Arsenal and City are right now in position we cannot dream of. I think United are just near them, and then followed by Liverpool and Newcastle and Chelsea's. But the problem with United is Casemiro, Varane. When these players in 1-2 years lose their prime, and then what happens with United?
So I think
this is
United's team at this point of time is like it's quite aging, in my opinion.
average
United are
age,
trying
exactly.
like you can say the fact that the center forward is the only one. I guess you can say okay, after so many years, after 2015 when Martial was signed, when he was, I guess I don't remember his age at this point. So he was signed. He was pretty young. And now it's the only first time United have signed a 20-year-old striker, a very young striker. And in the middle period, United didn't sign a striker who was at least aged 30 less. Everybody was age 30 above 30 or above, like you can say. It was actually about Lukaku, and you can say some 1 or 2 players who were 28, 27, like you can say. But actually, I think you can continue with your, but because I should not involve.
No, absolutely agreed. And I think this is where United need to do, for me, win trophies immediately, because I think United's average age of the side is only going to, sadly, is now at an increasing level, and that will cause them problem in 2-3 years time. But I think in 2-3 years, let's say 2026, Chelsea, City, and Arsenal will be fighting for the Premier League titles. We are building something for the future, but the fans will need to show a lot of calm, because we aren't really like Arsenal. Fans will need to show at least calmness for this season. This season, we can easily batter a side 7-8-0. I'm being very confident here, but we can easily get battered by a City or Arsenal 4-0. Pochettino football will always bring some fantastic football, great results, but there will be some occasions where you get battered, and the fans, for me, young players will have to adjust that. Axel Disasi is a player that I think has a profile Chelsea have needed to sign for a very long time. A tall centre back, aggressive centre back, a centre back that is really, really good with the ball, and a centre back that especially can score goals. Since Alex, Gary Cahill, John Terry, Chelsea have had centre backs, and somewhat Rudiger, Chelsea don't have centre backs to score goals and headers. Thiago Silva does it a bit really. Colwell, for me, doesn't do that. Chalobah doesn't do that. And Chelsea have lacked the threat for a long time. And this guy is built like a tank and can score a lot of goals. That is a quality. But he has a bit of
17 goals. He's had 17 goals in his career and 4 assists. So it makes down to 21 goals and assists. That is good for a centre back. Like, you know.
That's like, I think John Terry had like 45, 46 goals in Premier League history. But his recovery pace is a bit of worry. And my only worry with Axel Disasi is if Chelsea play a high line under Pochettino, then where is he going to fit in? And signing Axel Disasi, what does this mean for the future of Trevor Chalobah, a player I don't want Chelsea to lose, and I think it will be a catastrophe to let Trevor Chalobah go, because the guy is a very good score player, a guy who loves Chelsea, and a guy who consistently gives you 7 or at least 8 or 10 displays. I think that will really hurt me, being very honest. Out of the three, how do you rate them? Timber, Axel Disasi, and I believe Timber Mark. I'm not sure.
It's Mark Guehi. It's Mark
Oh,
Guehi, I guess.
Mark Guhi. I think, see, for me, has an overall versatility as a player. Timber is much better than both of them in terms of versatility he brings. He can play at the right side, he can play at the center, and the guy for me is a much better ball progressor than both. But I think, still being very honest, Mark Guhi, in terms of Premier League experience, he might perform better next season. But in future, I'm not sure. But Mark Guhi is a very underrated player, but not a 70 million player that Crystal Palace are demanding. That's the only problem. Mark Guhi is a top young centre back, but no way in hell he's 80 million centre back, 70 million centre back. Right now, if I have to rate someone better, I'll go right now with Mark Guhi. Coming to Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, if you want to have right now any one player of these, leaving the prices aside, who will you have?
I think I'll definitely, if it is United, I'll definitely have Mark Guehi in my team, because I haven't seen Timber yet. I haven't seen Axel Disasi yet at this point of time in Premier League. After 1 or 2 seasons, if they perform well and Guehi has his purple patch over, or you can say stuff like that. But I guess I'll be taking Mark Guehi anytime this season if you are asking me to do so, because he's got that experience of Premier League, and he plays really good for Crystal Palace in my opinion. I've seen him in game week, almost all the game weeks eventually. So I think he's a good one. He'd be my choice eventually.
Absolutely agreed, bro. And first of all, welcome Pudin Bhai on the chat. It's so good to see you, bro, after a very long time. Your thoughts on Robert Sanchez deal? Will quickly move on. Pudin Bhai, the news is coming. We are discussing a lot of Chelsea news. So really sorry, bro. We'll later discuss in the video. So I think it will be really coming, and so good to see you, bro. Loan Chalobah, I do understand that one because he has a long contract. But I think if Chelsea are signing Disasi for 40 million, I think sadly they might try to recover some money. Our sales have been top notch. And I think Chelsea will try to get some money on Chalobah, like 35 million, 40 million. And that is something I don't want Chelsea to do. But I think, guys, that is the most likely. You cannot sell Fofana. First of all, I hope his injury gets fine and well. I'm really sad for him. But I think Chelsea cannot do that. Thiago Silva is still going to be here for 1-2 years. And Trevor Chalobah is the only one I think they're going to let go. And it's sad and disappointing, but that's a reality. We already have a trophy Premier League summer series. Come on, man. Chelsea, we are trophy winning club right now. Basir or Chalobah any day of the week. I love Humphreys, Pudin bro. But Pudin bro, first of all, we have already three, I believe, Baria Shele, Livy Colwell right now, 2 left-footed centre-backs. There's no need right now of keeping Humphreys, 3 left-footed centre-backs. And along with that, I think for me, Premier League experience Pudin Bhai is just friendly matches. Chalobah right now is a more experienced Premier League player, and I think is better than, I believe, Basil Humphreys. And before we go on to next news, I want to take a quick opinion from Manchester United fan here. But Bilal Bhai, if I give you an opinion that you can have Trevor Chalobah this season, will you have Trevor Chalobah in Manchester United as a player in your squad?
No, I guess I don't really think. No, I don't really think at this point of time, because I think he might not be suitable in my opinion, and I think his pace is that matter in my opinion. And when in intensity games, like you can say, I've seen him in those intense games, he just a bit crumbles. You might have seen as well the fact that he crumbles in those intense games. And
but really sorry to cut, but like Maguire, let's say Maguire is going, you only have Lindelof, Varane.
No, Maguire at this point of time, there's no news, bro. You all know the fact. You know the fact. United won't be selling Maguire at this point of time. United have put a 40 million, probably you can say 40 to 45 million price tag, and no club in the world would eventually buy Maguire for 45 million. And West Ham eventually went for him for a 20 million deal, but I guess United might not be getting out of Maguire this summer.
There are rumors that West Ham are interested in Chalobah as well. So if you guys don't sell him, they might pay us 40 million for Chalobah, and you might be left with Maguire.
No. Actually, I think they are not in that position to pay 40 million for anyone. I guess for Scott McTominay as well, they were in the links, and they eventually went on to
difference between Maguire and Chalobah is Chalobah's wages. Wages are very less, and Chalobah is a very young player.
That is the point, because the clubs eventually want to make the transfer fee as less as possible, because they eventually, for a player like Maguire, they want to eventually get that money into the wages they pay to Harry Maguire. They'll pay to the player. So I think that is the reason. Yeah, that is. I'll agree.
Fully agreed, bro. But I think
And
Chalobah can
Maguire's
work.
eventually, Trevor Chalobah might leave because Trevor Chalobah knows Chelsea have so much competition and I might not be suitable to play for Chelsea. And that is why that is the ambition of the player as well. But for Maguire, you cannot say that. Maguire is different. Maguire wants to stay. He wants to fight for his place. He'll sit on the bench whole season. Eventually, he knows Erik ten Hag will have to play him because eventually United will be worried with injuries. Like Varane always gets injured.
But I
Eventually
think
in the middle of the
for
season.
me, he can suit Manchester United. I think because he's a better player for me right now in terms of his ball playing and in terms of positioning than Maguire, because Maguire is absolutely out of confidence. I think Maguire is a player that could be even better than Chalobah when it comes to a back three. But I think in a back four, both are at the same level, being very, very honest. And I think United for me will need to play a centre back that is good with the ball and is more aggressive. So I do agree with your point. I think Disasi can be a good one for you. That could have been a good signing for you in terms of aerially and the goals he can provide. So now quickly taking some chats here. Can't trust Chalobah in a back four. I do agree with that, Pudin Bhai, but he's still a decent player. He gives you at least a 6 out of 10 display. That's the thing with Trevor Chalobah, that he's not at the top notch. I'm not saying Trevor Chalobah is at the level of Levi Colwell's, Baria Shele's, but Chalobah is still a very decent player to have in a squad. If you have an injury, he can come in and replace a player. A very decent squad player who doesn't get the respect, and a guy that can help you later in the season with, especially, sadly, I don't love to say it, but an injury-prone player in Wesley Fofana. Very, very injury-prone player in Wesley Fofana. Chalobah will join Inter, in my opinion. There's a big chance, Pudinbo. There's a massive chance for that to happen, bro. Moyes needs a medical for going on. But before I go to Bilal Bhai, I think Utkarsh Bhai, he can really suit Moyes' system. Moyes is about hoofball, and Maguire can suit that. Bilal Bhai, before we go on to next news, do you think West Ham are right now, with the winning the Europa Conference League, are right to go for Harry Maguire and Conor Gallagher's, and they were going for one more player? I've forgotten the name.
I think 100 million, like you know this 100 billion for Declan Rice, and they'd have to spend. I think United eventually needs to get more out of Maguire as well, because in that deal, I guess 30 million deal would eventually make sense because they have that Declan Rice money. What the hell, bro? They have that Declan Rice money. Pay us and we'll give you. Like Scott McTominay as well. He was linked with West Ham as well. But for Maguire, I think let's be honest, the expectations of Manchester United and the price tag which he was being brought to, like it was 80 million. It was actually the expectations that really killed him, in my opinion. And that is a fact. He was not a very bad player. He was a very good player in Leicester. In his first in his first season in United as well, he was good. But actually, the expectations in Manchester United, him being made the captain of United, actually of that English quota, I definitely say under Ole, and you can say under the other managers, it was the English quota who was being held, and actually that is the reason he did not succeed, in my opinion. The captaincy issue as well. Yeah, McTominay was linked with West Ham as well, and United have put a 45 million price tag on McTominay. I think Erik ten Hag does not want to sell him. Fred is that sellable asset. Fred will actually be sold, but McTominay can be a sellable asset. He will be in the plans of Erik ten Hag. But if an suitable offer arrives, if a suitable offer comes, and then Ten Hag will think of selling him, in my opinion. So I think Maguire can be suitable for David Moyes' system as well, in my opinion. He'll have less expectations.
Absolutely, Bilal Bhai. And I think, in my opinion, being very honest, Bilal Bhai, if United even get 50 million combined for these players, they should be licking their lips. And see, first of all, I'm giving this opinion just as a Chelsea fan. If United are a more smarter club than I believe that they've become now under Ten Hag and everything, if I'm Manchester United, just giving an opinion, people, I'm Manchester United, I never want this to happen, please. If I'm Manchester United, I'm taking the 60 million and straight away, rather than Amrabat, putting that in Caicedo. If I'm a smart club or Harry Kane, I'm doing either one of those. If I'm a smart club and I'm getting 60 million from McTominay, Maguire, 20 from Ilanga, I'm going in either for Caicedo or a Harry Kane. And this is why I'm scared for the...
No, bro, it's not a 20 million for Ilanga. It's only 15 million. And the 5 million of add-ons will actually be
15 is a good one. 15 is a good price, bro. Like, if we combine, let's say even you get 25 for McTominay, 25 for Maguire, 15, that's 65 to 70 million. And wages, the wages that cleared off, I think United can really do that. But it's just about, we all know the Glazers and everything. If United really want to progress as a club, the Glazers really need to go, being very, very honest. And Chelsea, हमें आग Brighton से दोस्ती का शौक है. I hate Brighton, bro. I never thought last year in my life that I will hate Brighton. Like, I don't hate any club. Any club I never hate, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's United. I love rivalry. And I don't even hate Brighton. But the way that admin was enjoying, we want to play Chelsea every time. The way that club has been acting with us, their fans, and Caicedo celebrating in front of our fans. I want us to beat them 5-0. Cucurella going like Adebayor, putting his shirt down, Colville joining him, and then you have Caicedo, three-way band, three idiots, and then Brighton fans crying there in the stands. I think I will love it in a good way. I will love it, to be honest. And I'll sell Maguire and McTominay for a packet of chips. We should go for a number 9, but taking for Raya. I think for me, Keshav bro, will discuss about this, and Bilal Bhai. Okay, sure, bro. Absolutely. Bilal Bhai, if you want to go, you can go. No problem, bro. Okay. So we should go for a number 9, but talking for Raya. So Bilal, first of all, before going to Bilal Bhai, I'll discuss on this. Keshav Bhai also made a video on this. I think David Raya is a very good signing. I know you should go for a number 9, but I think for Arsenal in the system you play, you won't find many number 9s right now in the market that can play the system. Keep Jesus, keep Nketiah, and I know people are getting angry that why are Arsenal spending on a good goalkeeper, but I have said for a long time, right now Arsenal have a second ready-made 11 available. Arsenal are the only team right now in the Premier League that can compete with Manchester City. And for me, being very honest, if God forbid Ramsdale gets injured, which I never hope happens to a player, and you had Turner on the bench, Arsenal become from a title contenders, become a top 4 team. That's how much of a drop-off Turner is from Ramsdale. Now you have David Raya, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Timber, Ben White at the right, Zinchenko, Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Kiwior, Timber, Rice, Partey, Jorginho. You have Reece Nelson, Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus, Nketiah, if Balogun stays. That is one hell of a depth. So coming on to my panelists today, Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, do you agree with this that Arsenal should be going for a number 9? Okay. Sure. So, guys, now quickly moving on to the next news. Bilal Bhai will be joining us in just 2 minutes. So, Turner to Nottingham progressing well. Yeah, I think that is really progressing well, bro. And I think this is a very good deal for Arsenal. You even get some money from Turner as well. That could really help you guys. Why can't we sign Thomas Partey? Putin Bhai, that's a very good shout. But Putin Bhai, Arsenal will never sell him. And the age of Thomas Partey does not suit with the squad we have got right now. Being very, very honest, Thomas Partey is a very good player. I will never deny that. And I'll take him at Chelsea right now if we are not able to sign Caicedo. But we have to be honest. Arsenal are not selling one of their best players to us. And Thomas Partey is, in terms of age bracket, is not the player Stewart and with Stanley will try to sign. So I think this is why for me, Putin bro, this is a good shout, bro. But I don't think Chelsea will be going for this deal. And Raya and Ramsdale competition who will lose it will be sold. I feel, yeah. And Utkarsh bro, the thing is, Arsenal have 2 young sellable assets. So Raya and Ramsdale can easily become a 70 million keeper in future. And that is what Arsenal are trying to build. So now, going on another Chelsea news here, guys. This is regarding Roy Hodgson, one of the most iconic coaches, I'll say, in the league, has admitted Crystal Palace have a fight on their hands to keep Michael Olise with the club circling. This is by Matt Woozy, the name and everything. I don't know about the source. So, whenever you are here, and we'll take this one after.
You get your opinion and then I'll give mine.
Yeah, sure. You can. Okay. After 2 more years of Partey, he'll go to Saudi. Absolutely, bro. I do think he should stay. And I think Arsenal are really going for the Premier League this season. You should not let Partey go. You should really not let Partey go. I'm being very, very honest with you guys. Arsenal should be keeping Partey and going all in for the Premier League title this term. And I believe, guys, you're going to have a fantastic season. And the way Arsenal have developed, you're going to be a threat to all of us in the next 10 years, not just 1 year. Arsenal are right now there. And whether rivals like it or not, I think Arsenal are there to win the Premier League this season. It hurts me to say it, but they are going to win the Premier League this season until they bottle it. And this is not even a joke. Until they bottle it, Arsenal are likely winning the Premier League this season. And I'm already admitted myself to it and already understood it. And I think if that makes me right now sleep better because I know that's going to happen. And Michael Olise, now people, another news regarding Michael Olise from this side.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. Chelsea are really focused on Moses Caicedo deal, which I'll later discuss in the video. And Olise El Kudu still on the Chelsea list. So before I give my opinion now, coming on to Bilal Bhai. Bilal Bhai, what do you make of Michael Olise as a player? And what do you really believe? Like, is it a deal Chelsea should go after, or we are really overdoing it with Michael Olise?
I think you can say, I think he can be that guy who could help Chelsea, but I think he might not be that priority if you have got those young players who can actually adapt into that role and actually play for you. If you can like utilize if Pochettino can utilize eventually, so I think he can be these youngsters can be good. And actually spending 45-50 million on Olise, I think if Man City comes into that deal, and if you guys have put in a bid and then Man City comes in, because he is high on their list as well, alongside I guess some other players as well whom Man City are targeting in replacement of Riyad Mahrez. So I think if he I think he will be attracted to that Man City. I think that setup, because it's actually made and it's actually on the plate. Chelsea, he'll have to for Chelsea, he'll have to cook for him and then eventually get into the plate and then eat. It would be like this, because Chelsea have got a long-term project and Man City have been building a short-term project, and they have that project settled, in my opinion. So I think Olise, you should first of all you should focus on Moises Caicedo deal, because Moises Caicedo, it's actually 3 months. I'm 2 months probably, like you can say. It's June. From June, I've been listening to these rumors.
Bilal Bhai, you will be stunned. It's not 3 months. We have been after Caicedo from January.
Oh my god, that is amazing. I think Arsenal were also there on that Arsenal, yeah. Because if they would not have signed Declan Rice, they would have fought for Moises Caicedo.
Exactly.
But actually, Chelsea since January, I'm amazed, bro. I'm amazed. Since January, they haven't been able to sign Moises Caicedo. They should have made links. They should have made, I think, 100 million signing eventually would have made sense, in my opinion.
No, Bilal Bhai, the problem, being very honest with you, was I think we wanted to get it done earlier, but once Declan Rice deal was done, Brighton got greedy. Brighton, first of all, were accepting 80 million, and Chelsea was saying no.
Yeah, but eventually, that is the fact. Chelsea should have gone earlier. Chelsea should have acted as quick as possible, because they should knew at that point of time. Because if Arsenal will be signing 100 Declan Rice for 100 million, then we'll have to be prepared that we'll also have to give 100 million for Moises Caicedo, because it's Premier League. It's Moises Caicedo who's got that quality. It's Brighton who are our actual competitors at this point of time in every aspect. You can say you can say in the gameplay, if you can say in the transfers as well. So I think that should have been sensible for Chelsea to act as quickly as possible in that Moises Caicedo deal. And Kudus, I also saw these rumors as well, and links, and he's high on Chelsea's list as well. I guess he's injured probably like for 2-3 days. He's not been in Ajax squad as well, and there were rumors that he might
even Olise is injured. I believe Olise is injured.
Olise is also injured, yeah. So I think the players who are linked to Chelsea are injured eventually. But
I think that's a bit of like, we always do it. But now coming on, 90 plus add-on should be a priority. I fully agree with putting that here.
Actually, it अगर यार up करोगे ना आप, तो actually it would not make sense. इतना आपने मामला बिल्कुल आपने वो कर दिया कि अब आप end में आके you are actually now कि अब आपने उनके सामने घुटने टेक ही दिए. It would eventually be like that.
Fully agreed, and I think we'll discuss later in the video of Caicedo. So first of all, coming to Michael Olise, we have taken the opinion of a rival fan. Now coming to my opinion here on Michael Olise. See guys, I've been saying on this channel for a last time, and people who would have watched my watch along. So guys, please who are watching, please do hit the like and subscribe. Do hit the bell notification button. So whenever the content is coming, the Premier League is near, you will find some beautiful content. Please do it, and please like the video if you haven't. And guys, please go and subscribe to my panelist channel. The link is in the description. FTWB Football Talk with Bilal, one of the best channel. Please go and subscribe. So guys, now coming on Michael Olise, I've been saying on this channel, not just from last month, I've been saying before he was linked to Chelsea, when we did not even sign Angelo Gabriel, we did not even sign Madueke. I've been saying for a long time that Michael Olise is one of the best set piece taker in the Premier League. There's no one that's near him. There's just like top 2, top 3 players in the league. The guy's delivery is one of the top notch. His goal scoring is not the way it should be, but the guy has 2 goals and 10 assists last season. And anyone who has watched Crystal Palace even a bit last season, for me, I was on an FPL watch, so I did watch 1 or 2 matches of Palace. The guy's deliveries is some of the best you will see. The guy's delivery is one of the best you'll see in the league.
Is sublime. His left foot is sublime. Like
absolutely
honestly,
sublime. And I think if Chelsea can add a bit of physicality in the heading department, like Thiago Silva, like Levy Colville, you've got attackers. Let's say we have just Nicholas Jackson playing as a striker. Chelsea having Olise as a person that from the right side, when I wanted Rafinha badly, because sometimes people think that for a player like Olise or Rafinha to work, you need a striker. That is not correct. Olise can easily whip in a ball. Mudryk can make a run. Mudryk can catch the ball in his feet, turn around and score the goal, and that's a beautiful goal. This is what some people with great passing can do. Simply to say, Olise is a recharged Hakim Ziyech, a better Hakim Ziyech. Olise has the same quality like Hakim Ziyech. His feet are good.
So what
but
is
he's a
happening
lazy
in
Hakim
Hakim
Ziyech.
Ziyech? What has happened with Hakim Ziyech? He's
I
not
think
been found.
I think Chelsea rejected his move to PSG on the last second because we were busy with Enzo deal, so we did not pick up the calls, and PSG got furious.
And that
Saudi
deal
deal.
with Al Nassr also
No,
collapsed
I
because of
think
his
Al Nassr
failed
rejected it
medicals.
because his medical was not good. Medical,
Medicals,
something
yeah,
bad came.
yeah.
And now there's no status on Hakim Ziyech. Nobody knows where is Hakim Ziyech going to go. And Bilal Bhai has put another good question. Chelsea need to clear a lot of players, and we are not even able to clear Hakim Ziyech right now. Even I forgot about Hakim Ziyech, and Bilal Bhai remembered it. That shows you some players we've got in a squad that still are here that have to go. Between Olise and Kudus, I think Kudus is more versatile and play different position. For me, Pudin bro, especially with you can say Angelo Gabriel, Madueke. I will also go for Kudus, but the reports are coming out that Chelsea view Olise as a center attacking midfielder. They don't view him as a right winger. Chelsea view him as a center attacking midfielder. So there he might work, to be really, really honest. So that is something which is really interesting. And my final opinion on Olise is one of the best set piece taker in the league, one of the most beautiful player to watch, and his left foot is a magic. But guys, being very honest, if we sign Olise right now, what does this mean for the future of Noni Madueke? What does this mean the future for Angelo Gabriel? And as much as you love a player, there has to be sensibility in Chelsea. We already have Noni Madueke Gabriel fighting for a spot. You still have Diego Moreira we have signed. Candy Pies is another young player we have signed. As much as Olise is better than all of them right now, you cannot just keep stockpiling players. Olise is not a 30-year-old we can sell after 2 years or free agent. Olise is also a young player. I don't want next year Pochettino to have a problem of Olise coming in the office. Sir, will I play? Then he will have a player like Diego Moreira coming. Sir, what's my future? Then Noni Madueke will be coming. Poch, I want to go back. Arsenal linked and I want to play in my position. That's an example. And then you have Angelo Gabriel, one of the highly talented Brazil players, coming to Poch and saying, Poch, I'm not getting chances. I want to leave Chelsea. And then we making another mistake like we did with Musialas and so many players. I think Chelsea need to be very clear. We already have so many youngsters. When we signed Angelo Gabriel, that should have meant the end of Olise deal. And we should be going all in for a striker. If we still believe Nicholas Jackson is young and Broja goes, and we need to go there and pay the money for a top goalkeeper and Moses Caicedo. With Olise coming, we are building mini France, yeah. But I think we need to understand then what's the future of Angelo Gabriel and what's the future of Noni Madueke. That is something Chelsea need to understand. Here is my brother Anurag Bhai from Sports Freak. Please, guys, do go and subscribe to Sports Freak, a fantastic channel. And hi, Shri Bhai and Pendi.
यार ऐसा भी नहीं है, मतलब हाँ सही है, चलो पेड्री सही है यार, अच्छा कंपेयर कर रहे हो यार, मतलब उनकी भी गुलशन भाई की स्ट्रीम में भी था, पेड्री बोला था, मुझे काफी लोग बोल रहे हैं यार, खैर पता नहीं यार, do I really look like Pedri?
Real player, not a Barca player. I think you guys hate.
नहीं,
so...
लेकिन I मतलब यार एक बार्सिलोना प्लेयर जो मुझे पसंद है ना, वो मुझे पेड्री बहुत पसंद लगता है, मुझे उसकी जो मूवमेंट है, एवरीथिंग, लाइक ऑनेस्टली he is that good player. तो मुझे कंपेयर कर रहे हो भाई, सही है, it's good in my opinion.
Ziyech has an injury in his hip and knee, and at his age is career threatening. That's the problem that's coming in this deal. Al Sharaab now in for him, but I think again, if Al Sharaab are also aware of this injury, they won't go for him. Like, if you are paying such big money for a player, you won't do it. Bilal Bhai really looks like Pedri, and many bola tha Bilal Bhai. So guys, if you think Bilal Bhai is like Pedri, please go to his channel FTWB.
Hopefully he'll change it to पेड्री के लिए सब्सक्राइब कर दो मुझे यार, बस
do go and subscribe for Pedri. FTWB future में FTWPB हो जाएगा. Please go and subscribe to FTWB. Link is in the description.
अच्छा, इसका डिस्क्रिप्शन भी बता दूं, इसका पूरा आपको एब्रीविएशन भी बता दूं, फुटबॉल टॉक्स विद बिलाल. मैंने छोटा इसलिए रखा हुआ है कि यार बहुत ज्यादा मतलब
easy to remember.
हाँ,
absolutely. And now Bilal Bhai is still here, or you have to go?
I'm here for like 10 more minutes, like you can say.
Absolutely. So we'll quickly go on to the Caicedo deal. This is by Fabrizio Romano. Calma. The Caicedo deal is absolutely still on. This is by the Fabrizio Romano was a David on sign. So Fabrizio Romano saying Caicedo is still on. Now I have a lot to say on this deal, but before I say, I need to go to Bilal Bhai first as a rival. As a rival, bro, how are you feeling about this deal? And how do you think Chelsea are handling this deal? And are you getting a feeling of Chelsea getting hijacked and the deal falling off?
अनुराग भाई, मतलब सही है यार, चलो Kama, the Caicedo deal is absolutely on. Yeah, absolutely. I think मैंने अभी जैसे बात की actually Chelsea need to act quickly on this deal eventually because there are no competitors at this point of time. It's a one horse race in my opinion, and you really need to, I think, dig in deep. Chelsea's I think transfers. What you can say, the representatives should be really tensed about this as well, in my opinion, to get him on the board as soon as possible because it's 1st August and it would be eventually 2nd August. And actually it would be even, I think, 12 to 13 days in my opinion, and then the Premier League season would start. And I think, yeah, that is a fact that Caicedo is not like you can say he is playing with Brighton as well, in my opinion. As far as I know, he has played some games with Brighton as well. Has he played or not? The preseason.
Yeah, he has played a game with Brighton.
So that is good, but actually not like Rasmus Højlund, which is who's come to United and he has not played a single game at this point of time in Atlanta since he was linked to Manchester United. So I think it should be a here we go in I think 2 to 3 days, and that would eventually make sense. No, not before the Liverpool game, bro. Let it be, because Liverpool's game is the most important game, and you need to have that mindset. Like you need to build a gel up team. Like honestly, the Pochettino needs to build a gelled up team to fight for Liverpool because it's the big game. It's the
I think,
biggest
Bilal
game
bhai,
that you can say.
I do agree with
Since
the
the
point
start.
that Poch needs a gelled up team, but I think the gelling time is already over. Like, it's already
No,
preseason
no.
done.
Actually, you eventually the preseason is done, but preseason is like you can say it's testing, it's trying and test, and then you can find out that those are the players. Like you can say, he will be in my team, he will not be in my team. I'll sell him eventually. So I think that is a fact, and that is why I think that position of with the double pivot between Enzo and I guess who was that Santos, I guess,
Santos, Andre Santos.
Andre Santos. I guess Andre Santos will be the rotation player with the Caicedo, because I think that is a fact, because Andre Santos has not got that experience in my opinion, and Caicedo should be coming in. He will be coming in and he'll be starting in my opinion in the first game eventually. So I think they need to act quickly in my opinion. That is a fact.
Absolutely agreed. And now coming on my opinion, guys, on Moses Caicedo deal. See, guys, even I've been calm, and the biggest and the most easiest thing that's been regarding Chelsea, and the thing that we have found very easy regarding Moses Caicedo, is because we have no competition right now. But that is something Chelsea are not really understanding. I think the good thing right now for Chelsea has been that Arsenal have signed Rice, Liverpool are heavily after Lavia. You have got Manchester United heavily after Amrabat and Højlund, so they are not after Caicedo. And Chelsea have been given a free run on Caicedo. So Chelsea are trying to do their best
Bhai,
to use. Yeah.
just to interrupt you, sorry, but thank you so much, guys. Those who have subscribed, 4 subscribers बढ़ गए eventually. Thank you so much, yaar. Thank you, boys.
No, absolute pleasure. And that's the best thing I love, and that's very good, guys. Please go and subscribe to FTWB again, and do like and subscribe the stream. So, like I was saying on Caicedo deal, guys, being very, very honest with the Caicedo deal. The thing with Moses Caicedo, being very honest, guys, is Chelsea have an easy free run right now. Arsenal have signed Rice, so Arsenal are clear. They won't go for Caicedo now. You've got Manchester United who are after Højlund and Amrabat. Their transfer window, the budget is still not that we expected, and ownership has still not come. You've got Liverpool who are heavily after Lavia because they already have lost Shaw's by, and they're already going in for Kone. They've already bringing in players like McAllister, brought in players like McAllister. So Liverpool are very clear. You've got Tottenham who won't go for Caicedo with the money that they will demand. So Chelsea have an absolute easy run right now at Caicedo. So Chelsea are trying to be hard negotiators. Like Brighton, we are the only people that want Caicedo. We are paying you 80, accept it, or you will have to sell him later on a tough fee, and you will have a player that will be angry in the dressing room. So Chelsea are trying to do their best, but Chelsea are not understanding one thing, that we still are on the weaker side here. Just like Manchester United, we two clubs have always overpaid for players, and we have to face the brunt of our mistakes. We paid 100 for Lukaku. I can count and count and count. And Chelsea are considered a team that people or negotiators think that they will easily bow down under the pressure. Sadly, the mistakes we have made in the transfer market, paying 100 for Lukaku, 60 for Cucurella, when Manchester City did not even want to go above 40 million. I think Chelsea have made mistakes, so many mistakes in the transfer market, that we have allowed ourselves to be easily fooled by the other clubs. This is why this is not helping anyone. If you don't pay up, Brighton will let it go, and we won't have Caicedo. And as much as I'm loving the new guys, I love Andre Santos, I love Caicedo, I have to be honest, guys, just Bilal Bhai, like he said, we are a very inexperienced team right now. And if we can have a midfield next season of Enzo, Santos, Caicedo, I think we are ready for the Premier League top 5 battle. But I think if we go with Enzo, Santos, Caicedo, and just an example, let's say Chukwuemeka and one more youngster, then we are only ready for a top 7 battle and fighting for the Europa League and Conference League spot. Caicedo is like a glue in a midfield, and Bilal Bhai put it very, very well. He gives a freedom. He gives an absolute freedom to Enzo to roam forward. Caicedo is the best midfielder in the market for Chelsea. The guy is versatile. He can play in many positions. He's strong, aggressive, good on the ball. And the guy gives Enzo Fernandez ample freedom to roam around the pitch, put in his passes. And last season, Enzo Fernandez is in only 6 months averaged 7 long balls per game. And the guy had to play DM. Just think the damage the guy can cause right now. But guys, for the damage to be done, Caicedo needs to be signed. And why are Chelsea haggling over 10 million? What's the difference between 80 and 5 add-on, 85 and 5? Go there to Brighton, pay the damn 90 million because you have been after this player for 6 months, or else you're going to look like egg on a face in the market because you have been after this player for 6 months, and I don't see many good alternatives to Moses Caicedo. Big up to Chandan Bhai here. Good to see you, bro, after a long time. But Brighton is happy keeping Caicedo. I think they're happy to rinse us for more money. They know Chelsea will.
No, because I think for sorry for interrupting you, but
Yeah.
the fact that even eventually they know Caicedo would be tempting to stay over here as well because they have Europe. The fact that De Zerbi eventually comes out and says that we have Europe and Chelsea don't have. He specifically said that, and that is the fact that they are trying to be hard negotiators as possible, and that is a fact because they know they have Europe at their back and Chelsea don't have at least for this season eventually, and they know that eventually Chelsea are in the need, so they would want him.
Mm-hmm.
That is the deal.
And I think Bilal Bhai, what Brighton are waiting for is Chelsea sadly to lose the first game of the season, and then they can put the pressure on Chelsea, pay us the money, or the fans are going to be angry.
Like they're taking their time. They're taking
Absolutely.
their time. They know we'll eventually get 100 million because Chelsea wants, and Chelsea will actually pay 100 million. नहीं भाई अनुराग भाई, no way. कछुआ कभी भी कहीं नहीं जाता. कछुआ एक ही जगह आएगा, अपने समंदर में ही आएगा. वो देख लेना, वो कहीं और नहीं जाएगा.
I think Mbappe is absolutely out of Chelsea's question, and I think he won't even join Chelsea, being very honest, with the position right now.
There are so many reports. That PSG, according to Lake as well, there's a report. I'll eventually show you, but sorry.
Yeah,
but
I know they're
cannot
trying to
share
get into
it.
a Premier League loan.
Yeah, they are actually waiting for that offer eventually. That offer from Chelsea as well. I just read a
Nah, there was a report that Todd Bowley and Nasser are having talks. But problem, Bilal Bhai, as much as Chelsea will love to have Mbappe, I think the problem is Mbappe won't accept Chelsea. We like it or not, Mbappe won't accept Chelsea.
If he has rejected Barcelona, if he has rejected Liverpool, if he has rejected that 700 million deal from you can say the most lucrative deal in the history of football, he wants Real Madrid. यार मतलब एक अगर आपको पैसे के लिए होता ना, it would have been for money.
And it's not even about money. It's not even about money. The problem is, as much as people like it or not, the problem is that Chelsea right now in the project we are, the players we are trying to sign, the wages we are trying to reduce. I don't think the new Chelsea regime is going for players like Mbappe. If they were, Chelsea would have right now broken the market for the money we are trying to spend. Chelsea would have gone and paid 100 for Caicedo.
And actually, PSG won't accept less than 150 or you can say 150 to 180 million is that base price. And actually the add-ons would eventually be 40 to 50 million. That would be that. So I think Chelsea are not in that position to give 200 million for Kylian Mbappe at this point of time. Yeah, we all know Real Madrid has that money saved to pay for Kylian Mbappe, and let's see what happens. मैं तो काफी excited हूँ भाई. आना चाहिए यार, Madrid आए भाई. मतलब बजानी है ना, फिर ये बारसा फैंस की बजाएंगे आवाज तो फिर.
Absolutely, and I think it will be great for you guys. So now, taking comment of Pudin by here, we should sign Edson Alvarez, his carbon copy of Matic. And now let's come to another Chelsea news regarding, I think this was, first of all, I'm not going to this one. I'll take this later on. I'll take this news later on, guys. And I think there was one more Caicedo news, guys, I had here.
Let's discuss about.
I think there was a news. Just a second. There was a news, and I had it somewhere. Yeah, this is the one. Chelsea want to add more depth and experience and are considering Tyler Adams, who has a clause in his contract, and Edson Alvarez. So before I go to Bilal Bhai, see guys, I do agree with Pudin that Edson Alvarez looks like a copy of Matic and everything. But
छेड़ दिया मैंने,
Pudin
छेड़
Bhai,
दिया भाई, मैंने छेड़ दिया.
but I
चलो,
yeah, but
हाँ, continue करो, आप.
absolutely. Now, just coming on this one, Pudin bro, I believe Tyler Adams will be a better choice for Chelsea than Edson Alvarez. I watched a lot of Leeds United last season, bro, and Tyler Adams is just not even a youngster. The guy's aggressive, the guy's tenacious, and if we can find anything close to what Caicedo will have brought to Chelsea, anything just close, remotely close, that's Tyler Adams. The guy's aggressive, the guy's tenacious, the guy makes important tackles, he wins the ball, and I can say for the first 3 or 4 months of the season before Leeds collapsed, he was one of the better players in the Premier League, guys. And I think if I want to go for a player, Premier League experience, a very good player, the guy who suits our profile, tenacious, aggressive, wins the ball, really covers all around the pitch. I think, being very honest, I think Tyler Adams, for me, Pudin bro, suits us more. Enzo can do a bit more like a Matic role in terms of possession, in terms of everything. But I think Tyler Adams brings to us more defensively than Edson Alvarez. And this is now the worst choice in the world to go for a Caicedo alternative. So now coming on to the rival Manchester United fan, Bilal Bhai, what do you think about this one? If you were Chelsea, will you go for Tyler Adams or will you go for Edson Alvarez as just an alternative to Caicedo if the deal doesn't go through?
No, I think absolutely I'd be going for Tyler Adams because I've seen his gameplay. I've seen Tyler Adams I've seen Edson Alvarez as well, and I've seen that Tyler Adams as well. Tyler Adams, the first and the foremost thing is that he's younger than Edson Alvarez as well. He is of I think he can be available for, I guess, 20-25 million because Leeds are dedicated at this point of time, and Leeds will accept any price because just it would be eventually 2-3 million above his market value. His market value is 18 million at this point of time. I've done a bit of research for him because I just wanted to see. I just wanted to check out who he is and he might fit in United or not. So I was checking out, but so he has got that ability and he has got that Premier League experience. He will be available for less money as well. If only Chelsea will want to strengthen more squad depth, and eventually I think they can go for either they can go for Moises Caicedo and then go for Tyler Adams. And I guess Tyler Adams has got the Premier League experience. He has been a great player. And for Edson Alvarez, I think he needs to. I think his deal with Borussia Dortmund was happening, but did it collapse or what? I don't know. But in the start of the transfer window, his deal with Dortmund was happening, and actually that might be also on the cards. But despite the fact that I'd be choosing Tyler Adams any day, in my opinion, of Edson Alvarez. But I think eventually, okay, you can continue.
Yeah, you can finish the point.
No, I was actually thinking like if I wanted anybody for United in both of them, like you can say, because Edson Alvarez has got that experience of playing under Erik ten Hag as well, because he played in Ajax under Erik ten Hag and he was a good player. He can play the centre back as well. He's a versatile player. You should know this. So I think, yeah, if I'm Chelsea, then I'd be going for Tyler Adams.
Like, I'm surprised that United haven't heavily for Amrabat. I know Amrabat is a better player, but Erik ten Hag has been going for a lot of players he knows. So I was a bit surprised that United have not looked at this deal.
But like you eventually would say that the people would come out and say openly that it's Ajax FC. It's not Manchester United eventually. So that is the fact. Erik ten Hag needs to understand. He understands this as well. I think
so now, guys, taking some chats. Don't want to make this chat angry. Please, guys, first of all, I request everyone who's watching, guys, it doesn't take much. Do it on the like button, guys. Please do it. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm seeing you not subscribing, so do it. And please, guys, do go and subscribe to my panelist section, FTWB in the description. Football Talks with Bilal. Please do that. And please do subscribe to United Road, Sports Freak, some great channels. Nathan DiMello's brother's channel, Sports Nerd Nathan. And in the chat, I can see Peyote Scale Brother. I'm really sorry, Nathan, bro. I won't take an Mbappe chat because I think we were more news to discuss and this will go like 3-4 hours. But I think it's never happening. Mbappe to Chelsea, my brother, is never ever happening. And अभी तो बजाया यार बारसा ने and अभी I think
इसी में मैंने बोला था, मैंने छेड़ दिया.
Absolutely, but today we're going to discuss more Chelsea. And coming to Peyote Scale, guys, do go and subscribe to my brother's channel. Great content. Luis Saul is a cricketer, also fully agreed, bro. And I think I'm very angry with this news which has come out. I will rant on that a lot, but let's keep it for later now. And let's go on to now Chelsea news. But before I finish this one, I'll say Tyre Adams any day of the week over Edson Alvarez. There's not even a choice in that regard. Now going on to the next Chelsea news, and you're here, Bilal Bhai, or you have to go?
I'll be going.
Absolute pleasure, bro. Thank you so much, bro, coming on. Please, guys, do go and subscribe to my brother's channel, FTWB Football Talks with Bilal. Get him to 400 very quick, guys. Great channel. Thank you, Bilal Bhai. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shrey Bhai. And it really means a lot eventually coming on your channel. So thank you so much, and peace out, guys.
Absolute pleasure, my bro. And guys, now coming on to Luis Hall, and Luis Hall is expected to leave Chelsea on loan. Guys, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous deal by Chelsea. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I cannot defend it. Whatever the circumstances, I cannot defend this deal. Why in the world are Chelsea letting Luis Hall go? And this is what happens when you make wrong transfer decision. See, I'm going to back Cucurella this season. Whoever plays for the Blue Black, I respect it, and I'm going to back Cucurella. But Cucurella attackingly is right now one of the worst we've got in a team. Mark Sain is better, Chile is better, Luis Hall is better. And because we have Mark Cucurella on the signing of £60 million, we cannot let him go. And Mark Sain is playing really well. You've got Ben Chilwell, and sadly the scapegoat has to be Luis Hall, and that is a sad point. Luis Hall last season, in one of the worst seasons for Chelsea, was a bit of beautiful light, and as my brother here says, absolutely ridiculous. And that is the thing. At least Chelsea signed some good players. Just tired of Spurs now. We want centre back and Harry Kane saga. I will agree with that, bro, because I believe, Chandan, bro, Spurs were having a very good window. I think if you can solve the Harry Kane saga and sign a centre back, you will still end up having a very good window. I think Harry Kane right now is hanging over Spurs transfer window for me, bro. But now coming on to Luis Hall, guys, and ridiculous deal, guys. I cannot say anymore. Absolutely ridiculous deal, guys. Luis Hall is a player I love to bits. He was last year one of the best players for Chelsea. The guy is just so fantastic. He's attackingly so good. You can say he's at the level of Ben Chilwell, and sometimes he even elapses Ben Chilwell with his passing, his dribbling, his understanding of the game, the way he dribbles around, his touches with the ball. The guy's feet are magic. The guy can play in the midfield. Defensively, he's very less aware, and you can understand that because the guy used to be a midfielder. But the guy is one of the best attacking left back we have in a team right now. A future prospect. The guy can put on some very good crosses. His shooting is still not on the level it has to be like Chilwell, but he's still a very good dribbler with the ball, a good passer of the ball. And I think letting Luis Hall go is really disappointing. If we can extend his contract and solve Cucurella's issue, then I'm fine with sending him to loan and next season for him to be a starter for Chelsea or at least a backup, because I want Martin to be given chances. But guys, sadly, because we brought Cucurella for 60 million and we are incapable of letting Cucurella be sold, we have to make Luis Hall, you can say, a scapegoat, and that is a disappointing part. When you have Cucurella, Martin, Luis Hall, you got Chilwell fighting for one position. You cannot have 4 players in a season where you only play 40 games fighting for one position, and this is why Luis Hall had to be made a scapegoat. Chelsea cannot find any buyer for Cucurella. Martin is going to stay. Chile is our main left back, and Luis Hall had to go on loan. I hopefully think that Chelsea agree his contract, and hopefully Chelsea agree his important contract and keep him for the future and then let him on go. Because guys, this is a really disappointing news, and I love Luis Hall, and I wish Chelsea don't make a mistake with this future talent. He's a very good player we have on our books, and hopefully Chelsea don't make any mistake with this young talented guy. And now coming on to Robert Sanchez, and guys, Robert Sanchez is the player I'm very, very surprised, and I'm not even understanding myself what should Chelsea really do. Because guys, Robert Sanchez for me was for last 2-3 months, in beginning of last season, was one of best players in the league. But the way this guy fell off was something we have not seen. For 2-3 months in the league, he was in the top 5 goalkeepers. Then he had a bad game and he was replaced by Steele. And after that, we haven't seen anything of this guy. And he has just been a bench player for Brighton. And as much as we saw of Robert Sanchez, he was only highly regarded for his sweeping duties. But his shot stopping is still not at the level it has to be. His cross claiming is not really good. He's at the same level as Kepa. His shot stopping is at the same level as Kepa. Only his distribution is somewhat better than Kepa, but only somewhat. And this is why, for me, guys, I'm not understanding. We have Gabriel Solina, the future of the club, Kepa Arrizabalaga, and we need to upgrade on Kepa Arrizabalaga, and then we are going for Robert Sanchez. I do know why the board are trying to sign Robert Sanchez. The board are a bit worried that Slonina is not ready right now. They want to let Slonina go on a loan and have Robert Sanchez and Kepa as the two goalkeepers next season. But my only problem with this understanding by Chelsea is that both keepers are at the same level, and why we are spending 20-25 million Robert Sanchez rather than keep Slonina and use this money to sign a top goalkeeper either this season or next season. Robert Sanchez for me is a goalkeeper who is very good in distributing, but he's not better than Kepa, and he's at the same level as Kepa. That is my only problem with Robert Sanchez. And simply putting, guys, Robert Sanchez is not better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. And why are we spending 25 million on Robert Sanchez when he's not even an upgrade on the player we have already got? That is the only disappointing part of this deal. But again, guys, this recruitment team has not put anything wrong right now. They've mostly signed every player that's been right for us. Badia Shele, Enzo, Desai. They brought players like Nicholas Jackson. So I don't want to doubt them. And hopefully what they're doing is right. But I am very perplexed by this deal, guys. Very, very perplexed. And now, coming on to the next news. This is regarding Angelo Gabriel. Angelo Gabriel is currently part of Mauricio Pochettino's plans and could stay, having previously been expected to go on loan. This is by Nathan Gesick and a very exciting news. But I think if Chelsea go on to sign Olise or Kudus, this all could change again. Guys, if anyone remembers Pochettino's post-match conference, I believe, after Brighton, he said, after Newcastle, he said Chelsea still have a lot of players and there still has to be a lot of clearance. Poch was very clear. For this season, Chelsea can only have 23 to 24 players, and Chelsea right now have a very, very big roster, guys, and this is why we cannot have a lot of players. Angelo Gabriel has been one of the brightest spark in the preseason. The guy has had an absolutely amazing preseason, and he has really, really played well, and I've been very, very impressed by Angelo Gabriel, and I understand why Poch wants to keep him. He has been fantastic this preseason, and my guy, he's a very good dribbler. He's so good with the ball, and the ball stays at his feet like a glue. But the only problem, guys, with Angelo Gabriel deal, it depends on Olise deal. See, guys, my opinion on this deal, being very honest with you, Angelo Gabriel is a player I want to keep. I don't want Chelsea to sign Olise. We have Noni Madueke, Diego Moreira, Kandri Paez, Angelo Gabriel. Chelsea don't need to sign Michael Olise. We need to move away from the Olise deal. I love Michael Olise to absolute bits. He's a fantastic player. But we need right now to back our players like Gabriel and Madueke, and we not need to sign Olise. I'm again repeating, I love Olise. Olise is one of my favorite players, but I think right now it doesn't make sense for Chelsea to sign Olise when you've got prospects like Angelo Gabriel, you've got players like Madueke, Diego Moreira, and that's the way for me Chelsea need to go. So I think I'm very happy with this news, but again, guys, it could easily change depending on the status of Olise and Kudus deal. Please, guys, in the comments, do put your opinion regarding this deal and what do you think regarding this. And coming into another one, and this is the main one I wanted to talk about, but this was for the end. This is regarding Dusan Vlahovic and Romelu Lukaku swap. We all know we were hit with the news yesterday that Chelsea are trying to sign Dusan Vlahovic. Now, everybody knows that Chelsea were linked with Vlahovic 1 month back, but then it was rebuffed that Chelsea no more want Vlahovic, and Vlahovic will be going to PSG. But that move is not materialized. Chelsea have not been able to clear Lukaku from the books. Inter were heavily in for Lukaku, but Lukaku refused to pick up their calls, and Inter have moved away from Romelu Lukaku, and this is why Chelsea are right now trying to sell Lukaku, and they've been put in a position where Juventus need a striker, they need to sell a striker, they need some money, and Chelsea have been put in a position to sign a young player like Vlahovic and get rid of a player like Lukaku on 325k. That is the news that's coming on, guys, and that is the news which is going around. And this is by a very reliable Italian source, Indy Marzio. So, guys, on this news, see, first of all, on this channel, I've told you guys for a very, very long time that Vlahovic is a player I really like and a guy who can suit us. But that time, I was still not very aware of Nicholas Jackson. But the way Nicholas Jackson is played right now, I think it's a great competition. But again, guys, as I say, at a club like Chelsea, you cannot move away from competition. You need to have competition. You need to have fight for places. And Vlahovic is still a player I will love to have at Chelsea. The guy is a player who is very good with his feet. His hold of play is good. His first touch needs improvement but can be still better. He's a good finisher of the ball. He can take fantastic penalty kicks. The guy can really take some good free kicks. He's a very electric player, and the guy has got some very good pace and can take on players. The only worry for me regarding Vlahovic is his injury status. Other than that, he's a fantastic striker, and there's nothing bad in having Vlahovic and Jackson fight for one spot. And with Lukaku going the other way, Chelsea paying extra 25 million for a player we can easily sell in the future for 50-60 million, I think this is a no-brainer deal. And Vlahovic is a fantastic player for Chelsea to sign, and Vlahovic is a very good striker. But my only concern with this deal, guys, is Armando Broja. Everybody knows how much I love Armando Broja, and if Armando Broja did not have an ACL injury, I will have him over Vlahovic right now. With the way Jackson has been playing, I'll have Broja staying at Chelsea over Vlahovic. But guys, that is the only problem. We all know Broja extended his contract at Chelsea for many years, and Broja had a very good last season for the time he was playing. He scored some goals, he looked good, and the guy was playing well. But then the injury came in, that absolutely serious injury. He has not gone in the preseason, he's still recovering, and that is a concern. If Chelsea bring in Vlahovic, you cannot have three strikers fight for one position. You cannot have a young Vlahovic, young Jackson, young Broja fight for one position. You will need to sell one of them, and that will be Broja. And with Vlahovic arrival, Broja will 100% get sold, and that is the only sad part of this deal. But I think if Chelsea believe that Broja will not come back to the player we know, I won't be against Vlahovic deal. But in terms of human being and in terms of emotions, I'll be really, really sad for Armando Broja. That's the thing I wanted to say. I'll have Vlahovic in the club any day of the week, but I'm just worried for Broja. And I still believe that if Broja is fully fit and well, why spend 30 million on a striker? Then rather spend money on the Caicedo or a goalkeeper. But again, we don't know the status of Broja. We don't know how scary that injury is. On that note, guys, I end the video. 1 hour 16 minutes with your support. Thank you so much, guys. Please do hit the like. Your support means a lot. Please support the channel. Thank you, everyone. Wishing you all a great day.